Hi, my name is Alan from LNV Property. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the Lease Buyback Scheme, or LBS for short. This after one of you has asked me to do a video on this, which I think is very interesting for seniors who are tuning in to this channel. LBS is an initiative by HDB to monetize your flat to receive a stream of income for your retirement years, while continuing to live in it. You can sell part of your flat lease to HDB and choose to retain the length of lease based on the age of the youngest owner. The proceeds from selling part of your flat lease will be used to top up your CPF retirement account, or RA. You can then use your CPF RA saving to join CPF Life, which will provide you with a monthly income for life. Here, what are the eligibility conditions? Firstly, all owners need to be above 65 years old. This scheme is only open to Singapore citizens. Your gross income must be 14,000 or less. LBS is open to all HDB flat type except studio flats on short lease, HUDC or EC. You must not own any private properties. All owners must fulfill the 5 years MOP, and lastly, your flat must have a balance lease of 20 years to sell back to HDB. Next, let's go into the details on how LBS works. If you are eligible for LBS, you will be able to sell the tail end lease of your flat and receive a LBS bonus. The LBS bonus is a one-off cash given to you based on your flat type. If you own a 3-room or smaller flat, you will receive 30,000. If you stay in a 4-room flat, you will receive 15,000. If you stay in a 5-room or bigger flat, you will receive $7,500. There is some condition to the LBS bonus. Firstly, you must use the net proceeds received through the LBS to top up your CPF retirement account based on your respective full retirement sum, or FRS. What does this mean? Assuming you are in the 65 to 69 years age group, your FRS is 198,000 as of 2023. This means that after selling your flat to HDB, you will need to top up your RA back to the FRS. This is applicable for household with one owner. For household with 2 or more owners, each owner will have to use his share of the proceeds to top up his RA to the basic retirement sum, or BRS. The BRS is half of the FRS, which works out to 99,000. After you have topped up the RA to the specific requirement as shown, you may retain the proceeds in cash, up to a maximum of 100,000 per household. If there's any remaining proceeds, owners will have to use their share of the remaining proceeds to further top up their respective RA to the current FRS before they can retain any balance in cash as well. Your full RA saving will be used to buy a CPF Life plan if you have at least 60,000 in your RA after the top up. Very confusing, right? Never mind. Let me show you an example so that it will be easier to understand. In this example, a married couple, they are aged 65 years old. They own a 5-room HDB flat held under joint tenancy, no outstanding loan, and a flat left with a balance lease of 65 years. Current market value is 520,000. They choose to keep a 30 years lease. This means they will be 95 years old when the 30 years lease is up. This also means they can sell the tail end 35 years back to HDB at 219,300. Let's assume the husband has 20,000 in his RA balance. As for the wife, she has 5,000 in her RA. In this case, the BRS is 99,000. Therefore, the shortfall for the husband is 99,000 less 20,000, which is equal to 79,000. Whereas the wife shortfall is 99,000 less 5,000, which is equal to 94,000. This means by selling the tail end lease to HDB, the couple get 219,000. After topping up the husband's shortfall of 79,000 and the wife's shortfall of 94,000, the couple will receive LBS cash proceeds of 45,000 in cash. Let me sum up for you. The couple will receive 45,000 in LBS cash proceeds. The other funds which will go into their CPF retirement account will be used to buy CPF Life, which will pay them 1,100 per month for life for each of them. In addition, the LBS cash bonus is $7,500. In summary, they will take back 53,000 cash on hand or 10% of what their flat is worth in the first place, which is 530,000. 钱真的不够用啊。Any question? Is this a good deal? My only concern is the payout of 219,000 based on the tail end of 35 years. This is a critical part of the argument. If this amount is not attractive enough, this means the cash you receive on hand will be even lower. Well, there are a lot of arguments on this. Firstly, the benefit of LBS is to allow you to continue to stay in your current flat until you buy. Secondly, it allows you to monetize your flat and receive some cash and contribute back to your CPF RA to receive your CPF life until your last day. As for the LBS bonus, it is only a sweetener. Here, what about the drawback? When you sell your flat to HDB, this means you don't hold on to any more property. What if prices continue to gallop forward in the next few decades, which there is a high probability? Will you be shortchanging yourself by selling now to HDB? Back to the earlier example, when you sell the tail end 35 years back to HDB at 219,000, in my personal opinion, it doesn't justify for all the trouble to top up your RA and take back so little cashback. I mean, if I can sell my 5-room at 520,000, this also means I can easily buy a 4-room at 450,000 or a 3-room at 380,000 in the same housing estate. Assuming I move to a 3-room resale flat, the difference between a 5-room and 3-room, say, is 140,000. Minus away agent fees, stamp duty and renovation, you can still collect back 100,000 in cash. And the best part, you still own your flat, which will still appreciate in value over time. If money not enough, you can rent out 1 bedroom for rental income. When your funds are dry up, you can still sell your 3-room, assuming it remain flat at 380,000, and buy a studio flat for 150,000. You will still pocket a cool 230,000 in your twilight years. HDB has given you a lot of options. I think buying a studio flat makes more economic sense. Lastly, if you go for LBS, this means you will not be leaving any legacy for your children. That is why I feel LBS is suitable for those that stay in a 3 or smaller flat and have no more source of income. They also do not need to leave any legacy behind. Plus, they have reached a point of time to stay put in their current flat till the last day of their life. This is a personal calling. There is no right or wrong as long as it suits your personal needs. However, if you are staying in a 5-room or even a 4-room flat, there is the option to go for the studio flat. I think this is a very good initiative by HDB to allow our seniors to age in place. Moreover, if you have visited any HDB studio flat and its surrounding, I think HDB did a fantastic job. There are sitting areas everywhere, activities for seniors, grab bar for assistants, emergency call points, and many others. The best part, you are eligible for many government subsidies, yet staying in a familiar environment. Here, back to aging. I've come across many elderlies living alone. You'll be surprised they have children, but they hardly visit them. Their children may be too busy with work or with their own family, while some stay very far away. Some are not in good relationship and so on. If you have such children, they are not so busy with their life and ignore your assistance, maybe it's time to do LBS or even go for the studio flat. After all, I assume most of them need anything from you. At the same time, if you happen to have elderly relatives staying alone, I think it makes sense to visit them once in a while. Help them with their day-to-day affairs, such as the use of internet and dealing with government department. Do you know why? Many years ago, I was selling a condo owned by an old man who lived alone that had passed on. The nephew who was handling the sale shared with me that his father has instructed him to take good care of his uncle since he never married. For many years, he will visit him and check on his well-being. True enough, when his uncle passed on, his estate is worth $2 million and the nephew was the sole beneficiary. I think his father has great foresight. Here, what can we learn from all this? Well, it helped to be nice to others. That is why, if you have benefited from my video, appreciate if you can help to share my videos around so that more people will benefit from it. If you have any lobangs, don't forget about me too. That's all. See you soon.